Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today we have a weird bug in front of us. So that is the name of this puzzle, Weird Bug by Dyer. There are not very many rule sets on this one, but of course it looks quite interesting. I guess it does kind of look like a little, I don't know, couple with some wings, the body here, maybe a tail or something like, or these could all be like little legs instead of wings, whatever. But it is a weird looking bug. So let's get into our rule set and get started on this one. So what are they? We got normal Sudoku rules apply. So as typical, every row, every column, and every 3x3 box contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Now, digits on a line may not repeat and form a consecutive set, but may be in any order. So this is Renban lines. So if we look at this line right here, these 3 digits on this line have to be consecutive, but they can be in any order. So it could be 1, 2, 3, but it doesn't have to be in 1, 2, 3 order. It could be 1, 3, 2, something like that, whatever. It doesn't matter, as long as they're consecutive and they don't repeat. And then our last rule set is our black Kropki dot rule set, which is digits connected by a black dot are in a 2-to-1 ratio. So look at this one right here. Whatever this digit is, let's call it x. This would be x over 2 or 2x. Or another way to think about it is if this is whatever this digit is, this one is either half or double of the other digit. And that's it. Those are the 2 rules other than our base Sudoku rules. So let's take a shot at this one, not grab at it, and see if we can figure it out and get this thing solved. So with that said, where is a good place to start? Now, a lot of the times when there's a ton going on the screen, I mean, there's not a ton going on. There are quite a few lines. I guess what I would think of looking at would be where we have these consecutive black crop keys, because there's limited information that we can, or limited choices we could have to put on these. Now we know in black crop keys you can never use 5, 7, or 9 because you can't have or double either of those and get a normal Sudoku integer or digit. And the other options are 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, and 4, 8. But in this type of situation, obviously we can't use a 3, 6 pair, because if you put a 3 here, you'd have to put a 6 in both of these. Same with the 6 has to go with 3, 3. So it has to be from that cascading sets of 1, 2, 4, 8 in here. And we can put those in. And we will know that the middle digit within this little grouping can't be the high or the low digit, because therefore you would be forced to put either, if this was a 1, you'd be forced to put a 2 on each side. If it's a 8, you'd have to be forced to put a 4 on each side of it. So we end up with this little set of digits here. Now, do we want, I mean, we can, I'll put the 2, 4 up here for now, because it's going to be the exact same situation here. I'm going to steer away from putting in every digit at the moment, particularly when we've got up to 4 digits. There's still quite a lot of options there. So the next thing, I guess, would be either we need to look at this, or both of them really, these Renban lines, because we have a somewhat of a value. And what can we say about these Renban? Well, what's the very most we can put on this Renban? I think it might be our best option. So if we were to use a 4 in both, or we'll just use one of them. We don't need to use both of them at the time, but let's say we put a 4 on here. So we'd have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the very highest we can ever get on any of these Renbans is 8, which means we can never have a 9 on on either of these Renbans. So if you can't have a 9 on any of these Renbans, this Renban must have a 9 on it. And if this Renban has a 9 on it, it must be 9, 8, 7. It's the only thing you can do, because you can't go up to 10, obviously. Now, if we have a 9, 8, 7, and, sorry, phone distractions, happens every time, I swear. If we have a 9, 8, 7 here, it means we can't have an 8 on any of our black crop keys. So what does that mean? Well, it means that one of them is definitely going to be a 3, 6. And the other one is going to either be 1, 2, or 2, 4. but they'll definitely have a 2 on them. Now, what does that tell us? Well, does it tell us anything? Maybe another way to think about it is, where does a 5 go now in this region? Because you can't put 5 on the black Kropkis like we said, so one of these has to be 5. Now, wherever we have that 3-6 pair is what's going to join up with our 5, most likely. That's not necessarily the case. That just seems like it would make sense to do. But I guess we'd have to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have to have a 5 on both of them. So that wouldn't actually be a determination there. So, well, does that mean we have to have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2? So we know on both of our Renbans that go into this central area that because we can't, well, it's no, again, not quite true. Because we can't have 7, 8, and 9 in this specific region, we're going to have to divvy up these other guys so that they work. But it doesn't necessarily mean we don't have a 7, 8, or a 9 on, well, we know we don't have a 9 on this Renban because we determined that's how we figured out this was 9. But we can't say we don't have a 7 or an 8 on this Renban somewhere, because it could be here. Well, I guess what we can is say we don't have an 8. Looking at this a little closer, because if we ever had an 8 on one of these Renbans, we'd also have to have a 7. But you'd have to put both the 7 and the 8 here, or here if you're looking at the other side. That's symmetrical, so they both apply. So we know there's no 9 or 8 on either one of these Renbans. So the digits that go on them are between 1 and 7. Not super useful, I don't believe. Now, are we going to have to figure out how these guys commingle? Or is there something else we now need to kind of look at for this puzzle? Well, I guess we do know none of these can be 2, 4. We can't put 2, 4 on either of these because that would break this. So if we put 2, 4 here, we already have a 2 and a 4 on the Renban, so therefore no digit could physically go here. Okay, so we know that one of them is 1, 2, the other one is 3, 6, so therefore these are 4, 5. Now we have to see if we can figure out which one is 1, 2 and which one is 3, 6. But again, we're not getting any information that's leading us to, let's say, one of these Renbans being one or the other, because everything we've so far put on them is the exact same. So that the types of pairs that we've put on them, I should say, are exactly the same. But once we can somehow differentiate that, those will break up at least a little bit. But it's not like we found out there's a 1 on one of these, and therefore we know exactly what goes on the Renbans. So, well, I guess what we do know is that one of these is going to have to be a 6. Again, I don't know that that's going to give us any real information right now. But, and the reason that is because we said we have to have a 3, 6. I thought I had stated we had to have a 6. But maybe that's not right. Maybe I'm just thinking wrong about these Renbans, that there was a 6 on them. Because we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clearly not in that order, but yeah, I guess we don't have, and the other one would have a 3, 6 on it. But that doesn't mean the other two one of the other one has to have a 6 on it, does it? I guess that's, well, we might be able to dig into that even further, but I think me saying that was not correct. I don't know why I was recalling that we we had certain digits, and 6 was one of them that had to be on there, but I think it was just 4 and 3, 4, and 5 or something like that, were actually what have to be on here. Both of these instances, because we have it's a 5-cell. Each of them are 5-cell Renbans that span the gambit between 1 and 7 in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Well, what else can we figure out from this? I guess what we and again, it seems like it's information, it's helpful, but it's not helpful at the same time. At least not at this point that I can see. Like we said, one of these had to be 1, 2. Well, whichever one is the 1, 2 has to be paired with the 5. Because again, you can't put 2 and 4 on the same Renban, because we already, without, that isn't this one I'm saying. So if this was a 1, 2, this could not be 4 because it would break this. But again, 1, 2 with a 5 doesn't tell us which one is the 1, 2 with the 5. Now it's the other way. We know one of them had to have a 3 and a 6. So if one of them has a 3 and a 6, that's going to have to go with the 4, because we already said that the 1, 2 goes with the 5. So we have a 3, 6 with a 4 and a 2. We have to put a 5 on the end. Okay, maybe we can figure out what these two really are, instead of my other posit on it, which was not accurate, I don't believe. So let's look at that again. So if we have a 3, 6, we know it has to go with the 4, because the 1, 2 has to go with the 5. So we have 3, 6, 4. Now we have a 4 on it, so this would have to be 2. And this would have to be 1 or 5. Or no, it would just have to be 5. Sorry, not 1 or 5. Because we have 3, 6, 4, and 2. We have to fill in that last gap between the 4 and the 6. So therefore it's a 5. I'm going to write that in. So we know one of them has to have a 5 in the end. Now the other situation is where we have the 1, 2. This is a 4. This has to be a 5. So we have to bridge the gap between the 2 and the 4. So these are 3, 5. That's what it is. Okay. Alrighty. So we are still not really too far along, are we? What else can we see from this? We know there's a 2 and a 4 in both of these, because it's either 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8. So 2 and 4 are, occur in both of those options. Can we use that to figure out anything else around what this thing has to be? Or can we use it to figure out information on this guy? And I think we might be able to, actually. Because this black Kropki, the sets of black Kropkis, while it looks like it's not helpful, because you can say, well, this could be from, it doesn't have the same reduction that this one does because it spans into different regions. So we can't rule out 3 or 6. This could be from any of the valid digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8. But if this is a 1, no, then we can't quite do that, can we? I thought we might have been able to, but we can't use the same logic that this is a 2 or a 4 in the middle, because you could have repeat digits. So it could be like 8, 4, 8. Or it could be like 2, 1, 2. But maybe that does actually help or do something. What I'm trying to get at here, and I know I'm kind of rambling and just saying things, but these two digits, I think, have to be different digits, right? Because we said if this is a 3, 6, we know it goes with the 4, so therefore there's a 2 here. If this is the 1, 2, we know it goes with the 5, so therefore this is a 4. Yeah, so these are two different digits. And I'm going to mark them like this. So we know that these are 2 and 4. And both 2 and 4 are going to be seeing this middle cage. Now, if we were to ever let's just run through it. If we were ever to say that this has to be from the 1, 2, 4, 8 variety, this could never be 2 or 4. If this is a 1, both of these have to be 2. That doesn't work because one of these is going to be seeing one of those. If this is 8, both of these are going to be 4, but one of these is a 4, so it's going to be seeing one of these, so you can't do that. So this has to be from the 3, 6 variety. Now, we don't know if it's a 3 with 2 6s or if it's a 6 with 2 3s, but we do know that these two digits are both the same. And if that's the case, this must be the 3, 6. Because whether or not this is 3 or 6, it doesn't matter. This can never be 3, 6. Because if this was 3, 6, we can't put anything here. So therefore, this is 3, 6, and this is going to break this puzzle, at least out from the beginnings of it. So what do we have to say? We said we had to have the 3, 6. 3, 6 had to go with the 4, so this has to be 4. This has to be 5 because the 1, 2 had to go with 5 because the 1, 2 couldn't have the 4 because it would break this. So this is our 1, 2, which forces this to be our 4. This is our 4, so that forces this to be a 2. Let's get rid of some of our markings here. Now we can get rid of 4 from this instance. We know one of these is 8 and the other one is 2. Because we have 4 in the middle, it has to go from 8 to 4 to 2. We can't ever get down to 1. This is a 2, so it has to have a 1 and a 4 to go with it. Okay. And what else could... Okay, we got 3, 6 here, so this has to be 5. We've got this 5 here, so this has to be 3. And we're at least off to a start. It's a 15-minute start, but we started. So what can we now use to determine what's our next move? Because that came together quite nicely. It was interesting to have to think of how, the combination of these guys together create only certain options, and that has to have an effect on this black Kropki set. Anyway, what the heck do we do now? Now that we know some of this information. What can... I don't know if this is going to be great, but we get a little bit of something, I guess. We can... I was going to say something, but I don't know if I want to. We know this can't be a 1, 2, 3 Renban, because the 1 and the 2 would both have to go here. The problem is it could still be a 2, 3, 4, or pretty much anything else other than that. Because if it's 2, 3, 4, this has to be 2, this has to be 3, this has to be 4. So that doesn't seem to be all that useful. Now this is the largest Renban, but it pokes its little toes out into these other regions. What is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? So we know we have to have the digits. Was it 4, 5? No. Is it 4, 5, and 6 that have to go in here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So it's 4, 5, and 6 all have to go on here. These can't ever be 4. This can't ever be 5. These can't ever be 6. These can't ever be 6. So one of these two has to be 6. If one of these two has to be 6, this cannot be 6. So these are 3s, which means this is 6. Okay. Now, this can't be 4. And can we say anything else? Well, yeah, we can never put a 3 on this Renban because we've got because we just figured out that these had to be 3s because of the fact that the 6, if these were 6s, you can never put a 6 on this Renban. You have to have a 6 somewhere. So these are all 3s, which means all of the Renban is now seen by a 3. So therefore, these all have to be from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Is that right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yes. Okay. So let's put in our 7, 8, 9. These are the possibilities of 4. These are the possibilities of 5. And one of these is 6. I know there's a lot going on here. I'm going to try to... that really doesn't work very well, does it? But I'm going to get rid of these marks. I'm going to leave this here for now, even though it's not my preferred way of going about it, because there's so much in here and there can be so many things. But I guess what we can say is there has to be 1, 2, and 3 in here. Now these can't be 3. Because obviously we don't have 1, 2s, or 3s on the Renban. So what further can we do? This digit is kind of getting restricted just by looking at everything that's looking at it. Now, it could be a 1. It can't be 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So it's either 1, 7, 8, or 9. Now, if it's 1... oh, that actually does still work. I was hoping it wouldn't. If this is 1, you could put 2 and 3 here, and that would not break anything. I was hoping we wouldn't have that option to do that, because then if we know these are 7, 8, and 9, it makes the options here a whole lot less. I mean, I guess we know we can't ever put a 5 on here. Which, all that really does is rule out this being like a 7, 6, 5. So you'd have to have at least the 7 and the 8 on this thing. But yeah, it's not really doing much. Let's look at 3s again, because we have a bunch of 3s. We should be able to figure something else out, right? So where can a 3 go? One of these must be a 3. And is there anything else that the 3s told us? We know one of those is. We can't say much else about the rest of these, though. And the 6s aren't super useful either, it doesn't seem. Well, I guess we know this isn't a 3-6 Kropki because we've got 3-6 looking at it. But it could still be any of the options from 1, 2, 2, 4, or 4, 8. Okay. It's got to be something else clever, like we had in these guys, that we can use to move along. We know this guy can't have a 3 on it. So it can't be 1, 2, 3, it can't be 2, 3, 4, it can't be 3, 4, 5. So can we do anything with that? So it has to at least have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 in it. I'm going to write these out again because I know it's not exactly a great way to go about it, but I'm going to trying to keep myself in somehow figure out what I'm doing here. Well, there can't. No, that's not true. If there was a 4 on it, it would obviously have to be here. And this would have to be the 5. This would have to be a 6. But that works. Yeah, I can't live with myself to write those all down. At least on here, I mean, these are the only digits that go in here. This is not necessarily options. So I can feel better about myself putting those in there. Okay. All right. What is going on that I'm not seeing now? We had a nice little intro into this thing. I don't want to lose it now. Can't be 1, 2s, or 3s on this thing. On these two, at least. The 4. I don't think I can make anything out of this at the moment. So the only, if that's true, the only things really left are either our black Kropkis or one of these other Renbans. Now, is it possible that any of these black Kropkis, because they can't have 7s, 5, 7, or 9, could be of any real value? Because there's only 2 left. It seems unlikely that they would be that useful. At least at the moment, since we don't really have any information. They don't have anything really set in stone out here on these outer reaches just yet. What am I not seeing? Not quite sure. Don't think we can do anything really useful with these Renbans right now. Because, like, again, this digit, while it can't be 1, 2, 4, or 5, it could still be 3 or 6, 7, 8, 9. We can't rule out any of those options. We can't rule out this being a 1, 2, 3 still, because it could just be 1, 2, 3. And there's probably nothing. Oh, I didn't see this. This is 6 and 3, but again, I'm not sure. That doesn't really do any good for us, does it? Well, it rules out this as being a 6, which means this is a 6. Okay. Maybe that's what it is. Now, there cannot be a 6 here. Is this... Okay, so 6s are going to do something for us now. Okay, that must have been what I was just missing. So now we can just say this is 6, because we got these 2 looking here. We've got 6s looking in here, so we know one of these is a 6. We're going to get anywhere else with these. That's just about all it takes care of, doesn't it? None of these can be 6. Again, we're ruling out this one as being from 3, 6. But the possibilities then are still kind of out there for this guy. Because they can be from 1, 2, 4. and 8. Now clearly this can't be 2, so this can't be 1. This can't be 4, so this can't be 8. And there's not quite enough in either direction to get like a triple. Okay. What did those 6s do for us? Hopefully something. Now, if this was a 6, it could still just be 5, 4. Or 7, 8. Now, since we know there is no 6 on this guy, this is either just a 7, 8, 9, or it's a 1, 2, 3. Really wish I could rule out one of those options. And actually, the ruling out the 7, 8, 9 would be probably even better than ruling out the 1, 2, 3. Because then we would be given a 1, a 2, and a 3 that we could then set off some other things to work with. We do know there is a 3 in one of these, so this can't ever be a 3, which means this is a 3. These are minor little things that, yes, it's a digit, but it's not really. Well, I can't get rid of anything else there. And we don't know what this other digit is. Well, whatever this digit is, let's call it orange, it has to go up here. So whatever this one is the other digit in this whole thing. Oh, so we have a 4 here. I just see that now. So that can give us our 1 and our 4. So this now cannot be a 1, which means this cannot, therefore, be a 1, 2, 3, can it? I want to make sure I haven't made some mistake on that 1, 2, 3 option here. Yeah, because this can't be either any of the 1, 2s or 3s. And we know we can't have a 4 on this Renban at all because of these 4s here. So this is not 1, 2, 3. So this is a 7, 8, 9. Okay, there's a little bit of something. Now 4s have to go in one of these. And it can't be this one because we got the 4 looking at it. So this is a 4. This is not a 4, which means this is not an 8. All right. We're getting closer. I think we're kind of on the edge here of maybe having something we can roll with. And what is that thing? So we have to get 1, 2, 5, and whatever this digit is into here. The 1 and the 2 have to go in here somewhere. The 5 has to be one of these two, and then whatever this is could be any of these. No, wait, the 5 can't go in any of those. Sorry, I didn't see this 5 here. So none of these are 5. So this is 5. Which means these are not 5. I'm very close to getting this to be a 5, which would then tell me that this here has to be a 5 because of this 5. We know this digit has to be in here somewhere. All right, so these have to be 1, 2, and whatever this digit is. So this just is 1, 2. This is 1, 2, and some form of 7, 8, 9. Which means this also has to be a 1, 2. Because one of the 1s and the 2s is here. The other portion of a 7 or 8 or 9 is in here. So we got a 7, 8, 9, a virtual 7, 8, 9 triple. So this must finish off the 1, 2 that's left over. Okay. Now, is there anything that we can didn't... Oh, this one right here, 4 sees this one. So this is a 1, if all my markings were correct, which means this would have to be a 2. This can't be a 1. This can't ever be a 2. All right, we're picking at it. We have to get a 1 in here somewhere because of this row. It's 1 and whatever's left over are 7, 8s, and 9s. Okay. Oh wait, we got a 1-2 pair here looking at this. This cannot be 1-2. So this is 1-2. So that's our 1-2 pair. This is our other 7, 8, 9. And well, that's kind of interesting. We have a 7, 8, 9. We know there's another 7, 8, or 9 in here. So we have 7, 8, 9 triple in this row. That also has a 1 in one of these positions. We know one of these also has to be a 7, 8, 9 because we have a 7, 8. We have the 1, 2, 4, 5 here, so one of these must also be 7, 8, 9. So we get a virtual 7, 8, 9 triple here with a 3, 6 somewhere. So what's left over is these have to be 4, 5. Now, easier way to do it would say we have 4, 5, and 4, 5 here. These have to be from 4 and 5. This can't be 4. So there has to be a 4 or a 5 on this Renban line, which means what? The highest it can be is 5, 6, 7. So there can never be 8 or 9 on this thing. We can never get down to 2, so there has to be... Does both the 4 and the 5 have to be on here? Hold on a second. Is there some way we can look at that? If this was the 3, it would have to be 3, 4, 5. If this is a 6, it would have to be, well, it could have a 7 with a 5, I think. Because again, we still have another one of the 7s, 8s, or 9s that has to go down in here somewhere. Now it can't be in either of, no, because we could have the 7 in here. I think we said that was possible because it'd be 6, 7, 5, and then the 4 could be over here. And these would just be 8s and 9s. Okay. It seems like there should be a little bit of a break in, another break here, but I'm not quite getting it. So maybe we need to look at our other Renban, which is in this column, which has a lot of stuff kind of staring at it. What's the possibilities up here? 1, 2, 3. We can't have 3, sorry. No 4s. There could be a 5. There can there be a 5 on this? Let's just put these in first and then we'll run through that, because if there can't be a 5, this could be very good. No 6s, then 7, 8, 9. Let's get rid of the things that we know are not possible. Now, again, this is a jumble of markings, I know. I apologize, but it's going to get me looking at something here. Can there be a 5 on this Renban? If there is, yeah, I think the answer is yes. Because this could be a... no, hold on, let me think about this further. If there's a 5 on this Renban, it's either going to be something like 5, 6, 7. We can't ever put a 6 on this Renban because of these two 6s. So it would have to go 5, 4, 3. We can't ever put a 3 on this Renban because of these 3. So there's no 5 on this Renban. Now, if this is a 1, this would have to be 2 and this would have to be 3. There can't be a 3. So this can't be 1. I think they're going to say this can't be 2 as well. Because if this is, yeah, if this is 2, we have to have 3 and 4, because we ruled out that couldn't be 1, 2, 3. There had to be a 3 and a 4, but you can't put 3 on any of these again. So this is not 2. So this is, well, I don't, yes, this is a 9, 8, 7 triple. It is. Because again, we can't put this, so we know these two had to be from 9, 8, and 7 just by going through our options here. And we know it can never get down to a 6 on any of these, so there has to stay up at 7, 8, and 9. So we end up with a 7, 8, 9 triple. So this is the 5. Now, we said something about 5 previously, and I've already forgotten what it was about if this was a 5. Well, this can't be 5 anymore. So this is a 1, 2 pair, which means we've got a 1, 2 pair here now. So this can't be the other 1, 2. So this is the 1, 2. Let's get rid of all our markings that don't help us any. This has to be 5. Okay, so that was the other thing I was saying. Whatever this digit is has to be in this section. So therefore this is 5. Okay. And we have to get a 3 up in here somewhere. All right, we're getting there. This is taking a little bit of back and forth to make it to get through, but it's getting there, which is good. So now this has to be from 7, 8, or 9 as well. 7s, 8s, and 9s are really coming into play in this puzzle, it seems, because we have a 4 down here, but the remaining digits are from 7, 8, and 9. So one of these is a 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. So we've got 2 7, 8, 9s here. Can we figure out where the third one goes? Oh, well, we can just say this can't be a 1. Because if it's a 1, this has to be a 2, and then this breaks. So this is a 4. But that doesn't tell us if this is a 2 or an 8. Although we do have a 2, 8 pair here that may be of some kind of use. All right, let's go back to here. Was there anything I can do to figure out where the other 7, 8, 9 goes? I don't think there is. I mean, if we could figure that this was 7, 8, 9, I mean, there's, like I said, I don't think there's any way we can make that assertion at this point, but if this was a 7, 8, 9, it tells us this is a 2, and then it tells us 8 and 2, and does some things going around the entirety of this board, actually. Oh, we do have a 1, 2 here. Looking at this, I look back this way, I didn't look this way. This is an 8, so this has to be a 2. This has to be a 2. This has to be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Okay. Well, that was fun. Can we sit on our Sudoku now and do anything with it? One of these has to be a 1. This can never be a 1, so this is 1. This guy looking in here forces one of these two. If this is a 1, these would have to be from 2 and 3. We've got 2 and 3. That's the logic there. So that gives us this one, because we had already pencil marked it, and I think that's it on... No, it's not in on 1s. We get another... This one can't be a 1, so we do end up getting this one a B1. These can't be 1 by Sudoku, if I can click properly, and this can't be 1 because you're forced to put 2 and 3 here. So 1, that's going to finish these 2s and 1s. And all our 1s are now completed. Can we finish our 2s? I think we just have. That's all of them. How about 3s? We've got a little bit left on the bone for 3s. Can we do anything else? One of these is a 4. One of these is a 4. I don't know that this is giving us, we get a 5, so let's keep on it, because we're actually getting some kind of value out of doing this at the moment. And this has to be a 5, therefore none of these are 5s due to basic Sudoku, so this is 5, which is going to give us a 5 on our Renban. So we know there's a 5 on it. That doesn't rule out the 3, 4, or 6, or possibility of a 7, though. Okay, so we know this is a 7, 8, 9, looking at this row. Let's continue with our Sudoku, though, just to see if we've got anything that's just outstanding, staring at us in the face. We do know this is a 3, 6 pair now. And these are from 7, 8, 9, so that's good. This can't be 8, this can't be 8. And if this is from 7, 8, 9, we can't quite rule out it being 6, 7, 8, because this could be 6, this could be 7, this could be 8, and then 9, 8, 7, we can't rule out, because this would be 9, this would be 8, this would be 7. But didn't that just say that was 8 both times? So we have, it's either 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. We do have to have an 8, so this is 8. Okay, we did. These are not 8s, which means this is 8. This is 4. These are not 8s. I think we're kind of getting around the block now. This one's not 8 as well. So this is 8. Okay, and we're just going to get rid of all our 8s probably here. Yep, these two can't be 8s, so therefore this one must be. And I think that's... We're going to finish them up here in just a second. This one had to be an 8. None of these, none of these, none of those two. So this is the 8, and this is a 3, 6 pair. Okay, and this has to be from 4, 7, and 9. There can never be a 9 on this. All right. So yeah, we still have this guy hanging out here, trying to mess with us. What are these two digits? 4 and 6. The 4 right here sees it. So 4, 6. I think we're gonna have a bunch of 7s and 9s left over here. What are we missing down here? We've got an 8. These have to be from 6, 7, and 9. So we still don't rule out 6, 7, 8, or 9, 8, 7. Wait, do we? Yeah, we do. If this is a 9, that's an 8, and this is a 7. We have 9 and 7 looking at this, which breaks the puzzle. So this cannot be 9. So this is 7, which makes that 9. This is 9. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of that. It's a 4, 7 pair, so this is 9. We should have... or do we? We should be able to... This can't be 7, so this is 6 and 7 and 4 and 7. So now we do know it's a 5 and a 7 here, so this has to be a 6 to finish it. All right, 4 has to go here, and I think we're pretty much done. So let's finish this thing up. This has to be 3, so we get 6 and 3 and 3 up here. We get a deet deet doot in the corner. That's always fun. This has to be from 7 or 9 as well. And what's the remaining oddball digit here? This has to be a 6. Okay, so 7s and 9s. We've got to have something that finishes them, right? Let's take a look. Yes, 7 right here. It's usually the way it works. There's just kind of one sitting off there in the corner somewhere. That's going to get everything going. So let's get these done. 9, 7, 9, and 7. Hey, and there we go. We solved that weird little bug. So that was a lot of fun. I got caught at the beginning trying to just get out of this puzzle or get this puzzle started. But once I got that logic going and could figure out where it needed to, how it kind of worked together with these little corner pieces, that was a lot of fun. So I hope you all enjoyed that one. As again, I certainly did. Thank you, Dyer, for creating this fun little weird bug puzzle. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot.